I'm managing my OBS. Okay, now I can see the chat box correctly. Okay, that's good. I need to make sure I don't have the sound on. There you go. That's good. Because I'm listening to something in the back. I also got water. What's good, viewer? How you doing today? I've got a little bit of a video here. I was working on this project recently, or not recently. I was working on it in the summer, but I just finished a big animation project, and now I'm here working on this one. This is the current state right now. I'm making a little short. I hope you enjoy. It's just gonna be very chill. There's no music because I don't want to get copyright striked. So it's just my voice and my keyboard sounds, and that's all. So I hope you enjoy the stream. It's gonna be very chill and quiet. Most of it is just drawing still frames over and over again, and then like manipulating where they are, manipulating the objects and where they are on the canvas. That's kind of the flow right now. Yeah. I'm using the pen brush because it's very stable. I don't have to worry too much about pen pressure, which is very helpful for drawing. It makes things a bit easier. That's one less variable to worry about. And it also makes things look kind of clean too, which I can appreciate. I have a few binds on my sayodevice as well, the thing that I'm using for shortcuts. So this little thing, I use it to help me zoom in and zoom out and then move the canvas, and this button's undo, so it helps me just work a little bit quicker even though I have a nice keyboard. Because I'm left-handed, so for me it's not as easy to press Control Z or Command Z, because I have to let go, like put my hand away and then press the undo button, which is right here instead of the other place around. So it helps with a bit in an ergonomic way, which is good. So yeah. And once I finish this scene, I'll play it back so you can see how it looks. And if you are able to comment, let me know what you think. Because I think I might upload this in a few days, most likely. I was trying to figure out what to do today, and this came to my mind. And I thought it would be a good idea to stream it as well, so that's why we're here. By the way, if you leave a comment on the YouTube video, I'll most likely see it after I finish the stream. I only have the analytic on my laptop monitor because I'm using my laptop, which you could probably see over there. One of the main benefits of zooming in this much is to help me make lines with my arm. Gives me better control and precision with the tool that I'm using. It's very helpful. After you practice it for a little while, it becomes a bit easier to draw lines this way. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Let's fix that. Alright, this is what we have on the animation so far. That's all we have so far. So far it's animated in 12 frames per second, as seen in this thing right here. And I'm going to add a little part here where her head is shown at a different angle, this character, and then it's gonna move down slowly, and the lights are gonna take more space, and at the very end it's gonna have like a little goofy character. Yeah. Let's go. What's good, concurrent viewer? What's good, bro? How you doing today? You've got some drawing and animation coming your way. Oh well. Hey, we tried. Hey, what's good, bro? What's good? We've got some animation coming your way today. I'll show you what we've got working with in a hot second. Let me finish this. Whoops. These aren't even. Whoops. As I'm outside in the morning, I had it on my eyes. What would I love and know what happened before ya? I don't know, I don't tell you. And then if you look at California, I didn't afford you. And then if I take another advice, I think that they told it. Oh, and I'm letting another advice. I don't want like me. No, got issues, not a friendly like me. Now I can't find a Russian and the passions on the side. Send it far away, I'm falling far behind. It won't be everyone leaving, no moving just I'm fine. I don't ever wanna be here, it's all I see on my mind. Another reason, when I'm building up a fight, and now I'm passing out the reason. I'm a boy, I'm cry. Nothing forward. I told you. And even if a good guy would go sorted, I just. I must know that I wanted your telephone and I it make me wanna forget. No, whenever that's it. That's what I want. Oh, I was there wrong. When I was listening. I was there wrong. Everyone leaving. Putting up a fight. And my house is about to be in. I did a high, my boy won't cry. You won't be everyone that's leaving. I've been moving cause I'm fine. I never wanna be here. So why the heck's he on my mind? I'm hard enough for reason. Putting up a fight. And again, I get a harder boy won't cry. Yeah. What's good? How are you doing? Working on a little animation here. We've got 67 frames, although most of them look the same. Just gotta draw this last one and then that'll be it for this section. I'll figure out how to do the next section. And actually I'll probably do some cleanup too. What's good? I'm just finishing up this last frame and then we'll be good. Hello. Hello, favorite viewer. After I finish this last scene, I'll show you what I've got. I'm currently drawing a new frame. And this is the setup right here. Welcome back. Whoops. I'm drawing every frame individually, which is why I'm streaming. Hey, what's good? I'm not gonna be streaming for that much longer, but feel free to stick around. I just switched to my analytic tab to see who was watching. How's it going? Hopefully your day is going pretty good. My day's going pretty chill myself. I'm listening to some music in the background, even though it's not on the stream, but yeah. I've just disabled the music so that I don't get copyright striked. But we're animating a little scene right now, and it's got a few properties to it. I'll show you what we've got so far, since you're here. I'll zoom out of the timeline. Right now, I don't have the audio enabled. Actually, I can enable it right now, so I will do so. And I'll turn it down a bit. So I'm making a animation short that fits some music. I'll just enable it this time because I don't mind. But I've got a animation right here, and it is synced to some music, and I want to upload it on TikTok. But I've got quite a bit left to go. So here's what we got so far. Oh no, man. That's all we've got. It's not much, but it's pretty good for the time being. And I'm going to add some effects to it and colors at the end and post-processing so that it looks a little bit better. But right now, it's just a white wireframe looking video to keep things a bit simple, just to lay out the groundwork for what it is I'm going to be doing later. So yeah, I'm going to be drawing this transition of a head bop. So the character here does a little head bop every single time a little drum is played. So what I want to do is I want to make her head bop in this different angle because I've set out a different angle after it reaches a certain point in the music. I'm going to disable the macOS audio capture. But at a certain point in the music, there's a perspective change in the film here. So what I want to do is I want to keep that head bob moving and kind of portray it at a different angle right here. So that's the goal of what I'm trying to do. So we're gonna make her head bounces down very fast, and then her head's gonna go back up. So right now I'm drawing the frames in between so that this is shown at a different perspective. So that is what I'm gonna be doing for the next 4 minutes. Yeah. And once it's done, I'll definitely upload the short on YouTube as well, not just TikTok. I just put animating a short for TikTok. Yo, what's good, King? What software do I use? I use Blender. Because it's native for Apple Silicon. I would have used OpenTunes if it wasn't for the Rosetta thing. If it wasn't for the fact that it's made for Apple Silicon. Yeah, you can animate in Blender. It definitely feels weird though because if you pay attention, like every single object is kind of like 3D in a way. So like your whole canvas is 3D. I think I'll be able to show this a bit better if I zoom out. No, not a zoom out. There you go. But like if you really look to the side here, it's actually just a whole 3D view. So like all of these are 3D objects. But when you render it, it's just 2D. So it's kind of weird. It's very, very strange. But that's kind of how Grease Pencil works. It uses all of the lines you draw are 3D objects, and they kind of work like vectors and scalable vector graphic images in the way that you can manipulate them as if they were a scalable vector graphic. So I can just drag this line anywhere I want. Like I can move it wherever I want. I don't know if I can do it right now though. I think it's only selecting the entire thing, but you can move things around, and no matter how far you zoom in, it will never lose quality. So I keep zooming in, the quality remains the same. So it has that kind of like scalable property to it, which allows you to zoom in as far as possible without losing quality, which is great in certain scenarios. And am I using a drawing tablet to draw it? Yeah, I am. I'm using a Wacom CTH 472. It's a Wacom 1. I'll just unplug it. But yeah, you can see right there. It's 1 by Wacom. And I started using this a very long time ago. I started using it like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's a great tablet. I like it. I've gotten used to it over the years, and I like it a lot. It's pretty fun to use, and it's very small, so I can bring it with me wherever the heck I want, which is a great thing. That's one thing I love about this tablet. It's small. So if I wanted to even work in a library or something, I could do that. And that's just easily accessible to me because of how small it is. That's a big benefit of using this tablet. I need to figure out how to do this bot properly. That is the few of the reasons why I like it is definitely because of the portability. I also have a tablet cover on it. I'm too lazy to replace it. I do want to get a different. It would be nice to have a different one because on that tablet cover there's pictures of people that I don't even talk to anymore. or don't talk to that much anymore. I wouldn't go out of my way to talk to them. But it costs another $50 to get a tablet cover replacement. So it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make sense for me to spend another $50. The one I have right now works fine. So I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. Maybe in the future, when I'm working, I'll buy a different one. I think I'm gonna end it at 69. So 3 frames. Yeah. Let me see how long the original one is. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's, yeah. Okay, it's 3 frames. So I'm gonna make this one 3 frames as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna draw the regular frame last, and then I'll just end the stream there. I'm gonna draw this one last frame before I go eat some lunch, because I am hungry. And we've got some noodles. I'm excited to eat noodles. Probably gonna play Minecraft later too, because oof, man, we are having a hard time drawing this line here. There we go. And the picture here is my reference. So that's the character that I'm drawing. I will put some colors in later. Whoops. So I'll figure out how to animate that property in a second. This will be like my little passion project. Technically it's for social media, but it doesn't feel that way, and that's kind of why I like it. It's just me trying out new things with this Blender Krita workflow, because I'm going to use Krita to add some extra stuff, like colors and all that, whatnot. It's going to be a way to enhance the animation, to make it look more interesting and appealing if someone like encounters it on their For You page. It'll be interesting for them to see, instead of just black and white, which half of the film of Grimy Waifu was. And I don't mind that. I think it definitely helped mark the beginning of how I can use Blender and Krita and DaVinci Resolve together alongside Audacity for audio editing and splitting. Like, it helps me a lot. So having these tools helps me. Having experience with these tools now helps make this process of making a fan animation for this character, as well as the song that I'm doing, makes things a lot simpler, easy for me to understand. That's good. That's the one thing that's very important about animation, in my opinion. You want to keep things as simple as possible, because if you make it hard, it'll be hard for you to finish the animation in the first place. And that's what I learned when I did my grade 12 capstone. I'm not in grade 12 anymore, obviously. I did that project a year ago. I did an animation project a year ago, and I learned that keeping things simple helps to get things done. Main software I use is Krita. I actually didn't know you can draw in Blender. I thought it was only for 3D modeling. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it's one hell of a learning curve, I'll tell you that. It's very weird. It's not for the average artist. You have to take some time to get used to grease pencil, because the way it functions is not straightforward. It takes a lot, like transferring from Krita to Clip Studio Paint will take way less time than learning how to draw in Blender, because the way brushes work in Blender is like instead of measuring it in pixels, they measure it in meters, which doesn't make sense because you're drawing on a screen. So you think it's pixels, but it's meters, because in Blender, the way things are measured is metric. So if I changed the radius here, this is how I change the brush size, right? And if I click this, it'll allow pen pressure, which I guess is self-explanatory, but it's radius, not brush size. Like, some of the terminology is different. Also, another thing that's weird is materials. If you don't have a good computer, animating in Blender might suck depending on how complex your scene is, because as I mentioned before, like, everything is 3D. All of the objects are 3D. They just don't tell you that, right? But in Blender, every single line for the animation is 3D. It just doesn't look that way because of how it's portrayed to you in the screen. And with materials, it's kind of the same deal. So if you try coloring something in Blender, it's going to be one big 3D object. So it's just going to be like, this is what coloring is like. After some time, if you color so much, you'll have one 3D object. And if you color long enough, at some point, even on my computer, that's kind of good, it will start to lag because the object is being rendered in real time. That's the thing with Blender and animating in Blender. That's why I have the computer that I have. I asked my parents to buy this computer just so that I could get a bit more optimal performance for Blender and like learn it, so that at some point I'll be able to use it on a professional level. But using Blender, everything is a 3D object. And when you use materials, there's actually two ways to color in Blender. There's materials and then there's vertex paint. Vertex paint is easier, but where you just change the color of the brush using vertex. And then if you like, whoa, whoopsies. I need to zoom out a bit. I don't know if vertex is 3D or not. I can't remember. But vertex doesn't allow you to have an. Okay, I think vertex is a 3D object. Yeah, vertex is a 3D object. With materials, you have a bit more flexibility because those colors, the colors that you use and the colors that you color with, if you're using a material, they'll stay constant. They will never change. Like, if you color something in with a material and you change the color of the material, then everything you draw with the material, the colored attribute, right now I have white, but if I want to change this material color, everything will change color. So I'll just show you as an example. I change it to red, everything is going to be red. If I change it to green, everything will be green. That's the biggest, in terms of 2D animation, that is the biggest advantage that using a material has. So if you're going to draw, in Blender and you want to change a color that you're using on the fly, then drawing with a material, like coloring in with a material, if you make a mistake and you want to change it, everything will change. And that can be a good thing depending on how you use it. If you don't use it properly, you can mess things up, and that's not cool, right? But that's a benefit of using materials. And the vertex paint is like how you would color in a normal program. Like, you use a brush and you have one color, and then like you can use the stroke one color, change the color, but the stroke that you originally drew doesn't change color. That's what material and vertex is. I don't know which one takes up more resources or which one takes up less, But that's like the big difference between the two. If you're using Blender for 2D animation, that's kind of how it works. But yeah, I won't take up much more of my time or your time either, because technically I'm supposed to end the stream, because I do need to eat food. But that's kind of like a rundown of how things kind of work. And if you have more questions, you can always message me on Discord. I will be able to answer any concerns you might have, because it's really fascinating once you get used to it. But it's unlike anything else I've ever used. That being said, I think I will end it here. This was a cool almost 2 hour stream, 1 hour 40-minute stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. For those who stayed by, you guys are the best. Y'all are really cool. Glad that you came. I will probably stream on Friday doing the same thing, but I won't stream the entire process of me doing this, just some bits. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Yeah, see you, King. Y'all are the best.